Brilliant. So, seconds out, delighted to be joined by Derrick Osaze, unbeaten middleweight and ultimate boxer winner, of course. How you doing? Lockdown can't be easy.
Yeah, man, it's been all right. There's been some good days. There's been some days where you probably wake up huffing and puffing, like wanting life to go back to normal. But other than that, man, I can't complain, man. Obviously, everyone's health and safety is more important. But it's like I was talking to a friend and he said it can't be that bad. We're locked down in a house with running water, food, and Wi-Fi. So, so it can't be that bad. Not being able to get a haircut has been hard. Not being able to go to the gym and stuff.
Is
But
that why you're keeping it covered?
yeah, I have to, man, because I'm getting a bit of a mini Jackson 5 afro going on. So this is to contain it.
Lovely. How are you managing to kind of keep sharp and do your training while all this is going on? And also, you're very kind of involved in your church and everything as well. And,
Yeah,
and how have you
yeah.
managed to keep that going while you've been restricted?
So first of all, with training, I think the first thing, obviously, as a boxer, you need to accept that you're not going to be able to train at the same intensity that you will be able to normally. I think for me, it's just been aiming for just to be consistent and doing, the little things. So I've been keeping up on my runs. Luckily, I've got one of these freestanding brackets in the garden, so I've got a little bag up. I've got a couple of pieces of equipment, so doing stuff here and there, but. I've mixed it up a little bit, man. I've been doing a lot of different stuff. I've even got the Wii Fit board out recently, messing around with that. Do you know what I mean? So just to keep it fresh, keep changing it, so not getting bored. In terms of church wise, yeah, church wise, we've obviously been doing a lot online. Luckily, prior to lockdown, my church was very much an online presence because we stream all our services on YouTube and Facebook anyway. So it's been an interesting period. It has been difficult, but we're lucky in the sense that we are maintaining what we're doing. What we do on a normal day to day in person, we're doing it online. So we have our online services on Sunday. We have a couple of things happening during the week on our Instagram page. So yeah, it's been good. Of course, it's not ideal because you get a lot of people that come to the church that uh, you may not see all the time. So there's bound to be some people that will just go under the radar during this period, and especially it's been more difficult because a lot of the people I work with in the church are young people, are in uni. A lot of them are in final year and stuff, and a lot of the stuff for their education has been a bit up in the air. So kind of supporting them, offering pastoral care to them during this period. So it's been difficult, but it's been good at the same time. Just trying to maintain what we're doing, even though we can't do it in the way that we're used to.
Yeah, you say about pastoral care. I was going to ask. You must have had quite
Yeah,
a lot of your parishioners reaching out to you at this period. And what are their kind of main
yeah.
concerns at the moment? What are they struggling with specifically?
I think for the ones that are in university, I think it's obviously definitely a lack of motivation. I think that's with anyone, even me myself. I'd be lying to say if there's some days I've woken up and haven't felt motivated to do anything, and there's been days I've woken up and felt super motivated to do everything. So I think that's the main one. A lot of them see dealing with, just kind of fear of the uncertainty. You know, everyone is dealing with it's what a time to be alive. We're all new to this. So I feel like a lot of organizations, universities, no one really has contingency plans to be able to deal with it. So I think it's that. More personally, I think it's just maintaining people's mental state during this period. People who normally deal with, anxiety and fear, things like that, and just ensuring that uh, we continue to help encourage people in their individual lives, even during this lockdown period. But yeah, but I'd say the main one would be just motivation. It seems like it's one of those periods where you really have to push yourself during these times to get anything done. Do you know what I mean? And I can testify to that because it's very much easier to pick up my PlayStation pad than to pick myself up and go out and do some training or stuff like that. So yeah, it's a funny time.
From a boxing perspective, what was the plan for you before this all happened? Did you have a fight date lined up or anything like that?
So we didn't have an exact fight date, but there was a few fights that had been spoken about. Potentially getting on the undercard of a few big shows. None of it materialized. we was in the process of sort of kind of maybe confirming stuff, and then the lockdown happened, which obviously wasn't ideal. There has been talks recently of a fight with a guy called Adam Harper. I
Yeah.
think he was former Commonwealth title challenger. I think he
Yeah.
boxed for the English or whatnot. I think they even did like a little interview on another social media platform the other day, and so that's potentially in the works when boxing can resume. But the only thing that was we were trying to work towards was putting my name in hat for English title at middleweight. It seems to be that there's a long queue of people. The Millions era title just probably is not going to happen because no one in the Millions that actually wants to fight me. Um, apparently, I'm getting a reputation as a fighter not to go nowhere near, or so some people have said. So yeah, so I was looking at the English title or looking at taking some sort of title or just getting a fight that's going to challenge me and sort of kind of continue to build my career. So yeah.
Without wishing to dwell too much on the kind of negative side, you won
Yeah,
Ultimate Boxer last May, so a year ago, almost to the
I
day
know.
now. Did you
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
that your career would be a bit further on at this point?
100%. I think in two minds because although ideally I would have wanted my career to be a lot further on, also on one side had to be realistic to myself to know the state of boxing now, and it's just not straightforward as it is. Um, it's a bit different to like when you won the prize fighter or something like that. You are guaranteed something and opportunities follow. This boxing's not like that no more. So I I definitely understood the climate of boxing now, and I knew that whatever happens really. I would have loved to be a lot more active. I only boxed once September since then. I was meant to box in December, but the show got cancelled a few days before. So it hasn't been the most ideal period since then. I thought things would have been a lot more further now, but every happens for a reason. Do you know what I mean? I think Ultimate Boxer, it has been a gift and it has been a curse at the same time because, according to my manager, it's made it a lot harder to match me up for fights with the fights that I should be having now at my level to sort of progress me on. Because, like I said, I didn't want Ultimate Boxer to be a shortcut. I don't think I'm owed anything just because I want to Ultimate Boxer. I still want to work my way up. But those fights that I need are just the fights that seem to elude us at the moment since over boxer. So, but anyway, every happens for a reason. And of course, just got to stay positive and just keep pushing along.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's kind of brought you to
Yeah,
prominence, but maybe in a negative way as well, and that people are now
yeah, yeah,
like actively avoiding you, which isn't ideal.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But you mentioned possibly the Adam Harper fight. What about that fight
yeah.
kind of attracts you? You see the former Commonwealth title challenger, of course, out in Australia.
To be honest, I didn't really know about him before his name was mentioned. What attracted me to the fight, he's the only boxer that I've known in my 2.5 years pro career that's actually said I want to fight Derek. So that's what appealed to me. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not one to call out names because I'm just not a name caller. I'll call out belts. I love belts. Do you know what I mean? And I want to win as many belts as possible. And obviously, if your name is attached to a belt, then take it as that's a target on your back. But what appealed to me with Adam Harper fight was just he wanted to fight. Um, in terms of I've heard about his reputation, his experience. Obviously, he's been known as a good boxer. So yeah. So what appealed to me was as someone who's prepared to get in the ring. There's a lot of boxers, Danny, who say they want to fight the best, and say they want to do this and do that, but they're lying. I don't want to sit here and name names, but my manager, my team has shown me text messages from other people's managers, basically saying that now Derrick's too active, he's too busy, or he's too this, he's that. We're not taking this fight. We're going to go the international route. So boxing is not. Don't get it twisted when people are out here saying this and saying that. So some of them are lying.
How
Some
do
of them
you
are lying.
how do you kind of keep your spirits up when this sort of thing is happening on a consistent basis? How do you keep focusing on that end goal?
I think you sort of kind of have to focus on yourself. I've always thought of it like this that I'm a firm believer is everything will happen for a reason. and everything will happen at the right time. So as long as I focus on what I'm doing, focus on my training, focus on improving as a boxer, because I'm nowhere near the finished article. I've had 10 pro fights, but I hadn't even been past 4 rounds. You know, my last scheduled fight was a scheduled 6 rounder, and I stopped him in the second round. So I'm not thinking that I'm ready to start, uh, knocking out 12 rounders. But if the opportunity comes, why not? All I got to do is focus on myself, improving, and let the opportunities come. Do you know what I mean? So there's not much you can do, Danny, in that situation. You just have to do your best to remain positive. So it is frustrating. It does get very annoying. I do have the tendency to wake up one day, I want to start adding people on Twitter and stuff, and start sharing screenshots and get into like a whole WWE thing and get controversial. But that's just not me.
We know you like WWE, so
I love it.
yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
It'll get you a bit of criticism on Twitter if you talk about it too much, just from my own personal
Do you
experience.
think so? Do you know what it is? Because I don't follow it. I'm an old school WWE guy.
Yeah.
I probably grew up on WWF, so I don't follow it as much too tough anymore. But like, it's part of me, man. Wrestling kept me out of trouble because before there was Sky Plus, I had to make sure I was home at certain times to catch wrestling, so I wasn't out roaming the streets of Peckham. So wrestling helped.
Good stuff. I have to forward that clip to like Vince McMahon or someone. They need a
Yeah,
bit of good publicity. Um,
yeah.
while you haven't been getting the fights that you're looking for, have you been kind of filling the knowledge gap a little bit in the gym and with sparring and stuff like that?
In terms of, yeah, well, pre-lockdown, obviously before gyms were closed, never stopped training. To be honest, even when I got a fight coming up, I'm in the gym 2 to 3 times a day, still doing strength work a couple of times a week, getting quality sparring with loads of different pro fighters. I do a lot of sparring with Echo Esserman, who's my stablemate, current English champion. He's got a British title eliminator coming up as well. So yeah, man, it's been good. Sparring is funny now because it's like I do spar a lot of either amateurs or up and coming pros, and it's kind of like, wow, I'm like the person on the other side because it was me kind of sparring the up and coming pros as an amateur before. So it's cool. It's interesting to see the difference in the levels of pace. Like I say, a pro sparring an amateur is like an 800-meter runner going up against a 100-meter runner, but in a 100-meter dash. Do you know what I mean? So which has been really good. But yeah, man, always in the gym, constantly learning, constantly improving. Like I said, I know I'm nowhere near the finished article. And like I said, I just want to keep learning, but I want to have fights to keep progressing. So yeah,
You mentioned Echo there. He's just signed, of course, with a major TV promoter. I'm sure you're
yeah,
delighted for him, but is there a bit of
of
envy there
course.
as well? You want it to be you as well?
Nah, never. I was so happy the day that it got confirmed with Echo because obviously we trained side by side, like literally, and Echo's my brother. Echo is even he inspired me to I'd say take boxing serious at the time when I was ready to pack it in years ago when he was on GB. He was the first one that introduced me to his coach, and that's how we became stablemate. So over the moon for him because I feel like he's definitely further in a situation where they're trying to freeze him out because obviously he represents a risk. So, and I even told him, we spoke, and I said, boy, if there's going to be any other me or him, then definitely him, because I feel like he deserves it. He definitely he's at a stage in his career now where he needs that push. You know what I mean, he's at British title level. He's probably lingering at European title level. I'm going to be pushing for world honor soon. So yeah, man, 100% happy. And like I said, our team, we're family, man. East Boxers Academy, which does for dreams come true. And when one of us is up, we're all up. So that's the main thing.
Do you ever look at the kind of promotional situation though and think, what more can I do? Because you're winning the fights, you're beating the people put in front of you, you're active in the community, you're
Yeah,
active on social media. There doesn't seem to
yeah,
be many gaps there, things that you can do personally to change the situation.
yeah. It's funny because it's been spoke about a lot of times. Okay, without me saying too much, it's been spoke about. It was spoke about after I had 3 pro fights. Okay, we'll see how he's doing when he has 6 pro fights. And 6 pro fights. Okay, we'll see how he's doing when he's had however so many. One no BOXXER. still it was okay. Let's have a look and this and that. And if I had a pound for every time it's been spoken about, I'd be a very rich man. Do you know what I mean? But so it does get frustrating at times. It may get frustrating when I see other people getting signed, and I know it's not down to boxing. It could be down to tickets, what they present in terms of social media and PR and whatnot. But that's boxing, man. Like I said, I feel like I'm a new school fighter with an old school mentality, and I'm just all about the boxing. So and knowing that, I know the industry, and I know it's not as straightforward as it seems anymore. So I'm not really losing much sleep over thinking, oh, I should be a promoter now, I should be this and that. Like I said, I just focus on what I'm doing, and the rest will follow. Like Echo had a fight with Frank Warren a couple of years ago. I think his second pro fight, and he went quiet for a few years. He went on the small circuit, done it the hard way, won the English title, defended against Tyrone Nurse, had another defence away at York Hall to Curtis Felix, and look, it's brought the rewards because he's fought himself into a position where they can't avoid him. So yeah, either way, but it's not something I lose sleep over. Of course, it crosses my mind here or there, but like I said, as long as you work hard, keep your head down, the opportunities that are meant to come to you will come to you. And also, I think at the same time, I don't think I would have had as many fights or built up as much experience as I have now in the short space of time I've been a pro if I'd been with a big promoter. So there's pros and cons. I know a lot of people who have been with big promoters early in their career and have been very inactive, haven't had the fights, because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of success stories, but there's a lot of people that go under the radar with some of these promoters. So I can't complain. But like I said, eventually, if it happens down the road, it happens down the road. But who knows? Might get to a day one day where I just might start my own promotions banner.
You might have to by the sound of it.
Yeah, DBO promotions, DBO boxing.
I think you'd be like a really good signing for Hennessy Sports. I thought this before that, where they're putting on shows and people they're taking on. Like they've just signed Isaac Chamberlain. They're putting on a show
Yeah.
soon. And with your backstory as well on Channel 5, terrestrial TV, it just seems like a natural fit. But yeah, it surprises me.
Do you know what? It's so funny. It's crossed our mind. And we had the opportunity to box on Mick Hennessy show. In fact, Mick Hennessy put up a purse for me to rematch someone I beat in a BOXXER. I won't say who because I think he gets too much publicity. But yeah, but he's someone that hit the canvas, so that should be able to narrow it down. But he said he turned down the fight because he said he wanted 2 warm-up fights to fight little old Derrick. Yeah, like Mick Hennessy, we have, my manager has a good relationship with him, so who knows, somewhere down the line as well. Like I'd love to box on terrestrial TV. Do you know what I mean? So who knows? Maybe I might go down the David Hay route, start my own thing, and get boxing shows on Dave again. Why not?
So, yeah, well, there's a gap there, isn't there?
So yeah, 100%. So the long-term plan, I do want to go back into boxing, managing and promoting and helping out young up-and-coming fighters to sort of kind of just shield them away from just the dare I say, the rubbish sides of the sport, the rubbish sides of the business of the sport, kind of shield them from that, do you know what I mean? And sort of kind of help, even if I can help 1 or 2 or 3 fighters, then I'll be happy. So yeah, it's in the works later on down the line, and I'd love to get boxing back on terrestrial TV because I think you just have to pay for everything now, man. But we're gonna start paying for oxygen soon. Like I was thinking about the other day, like as my friend was telling me about this Disney Plus streaming thing, and I'm like, boy, if I pay for that, I pay for Amazon, I pay for Netflix, I had WWE Network once upon a time. Like, there's just everybody got to pay for everything now, isn't it? So it'd be nice to have a lot more content on terrestrial TV again. So yeah, who knows?
Good stuff. Well, before we let you go, I'm sure most people know this already, but what are your main social media handles on the different platforms so they can follow you?
So social media handles, I'm at Delboy Osaze everything. That's Delboy and Osaze. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Yeah, I'm at Delboy Osaze everything. Snapchat as well, Delboy Osaze. So yeah, follow the journey, man.
Brilliant. Well, really appreciate your time. I love
appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Matching, but I love we both got football on.
Which kit have you got? Wait, without telling me, is that a retro England? No, am I wrong?
Yeah,
No,
you're wrong. Yeah,
I'm wrong. Which kit is that?
it's
I
a
can't see
Liverpool
it.
kit from about
Live. Oh
5 years
no way.
ago, I
Not
think.
not okay. Not interested anymore.
All right, Super
No, I'm
Eagle.
joking, man.
We did.
No,
I didn't get the memo about it being national shirts. Sorry.
no, sorry. Okay, I'm a United fan, so I'm hoping the league gets cancelled.
I think you're like the second
No,
person I've
thanks.
interviewed during lockdown who said that. To be fair.
Do you know what it is? Liverpool deserve it, but the Man United fan in me says, you know what? Imagine the season getting cancelled now when they're 20 something points ahead. It'd be unfair though.
Do you know what? The
But
other
they'd
one
probably
was
finish the season.
Shaq and Pitters as well. So it must be like a ultimate boxer winner thing. You guys win, but you don't want anyone else to win. It's horrible.
Nah, it's not
Horrible
that.
people.
Because he's a United supporter as well, I'm
Yeah.
guessing, isn't it? So yeah. Cool. But I appreciate it, Dan, man.
No, take care, mate, and yeah,
Appreciate it,
hopefully
but you
see you
take
soon
care.
in person.
Cool, no worries, man. See you later.